So this may be a situation that you might be sitting in or someone that you know. They've been put into the C-suite. They've spent all of their time in their career in manufacturing, in marketing, in IT, in HR. And now you're sitting around the table as a C-suite and you've lived your entire life in one domain. But your job around that table is not to just represent that function, but your job is to drive economic value for the company. Now that's a different language. That's a different perspective. It certainly is a much broader context, and the language that you need to have to add value in a broader area is really important. And a lot of your peers, a lot of others may find that they're less armed than they should be in having the language that thinks much more strategically and much more financially astute from a macro view in the company as opposed to the domain you've spent all your time in, manufacturing, supply chain, IT. So having good business acumen for you to add value, strategic value, and credibility around that table is really vital. But I also argue there's another benefit here, is that if you do have it, then how do you communicate that strategic perspective, strategy, priorities, and pressures of the company down to the organizations that you represent in a succinct, easy to understand way? Because that's one of the larger challenges we see at Acumen Learning as we work with really large companies and their leadership, is they may understand this stuff, but the ability to communicate it with simplicity, with application-oriented language, with defining certain terms so everyone can understand them, they just don't do that well enough. And I would encourage you to not only develop your business acumen, to have that strategic perspective that you need to have, but your ability to temper the language and the metrics that you communicate to your teams to the ways they can understand it and then take action on it. Businesses are much better to have multiple minds around that table who understand the business at a high level. Much better than just these constituent parts sitting at the table only representing their own function. Now that may be important, but you've got to work much better here than just in independent functions. You work much better as a C-suite, that understanding the macro view and then your part to play in the macro view, than just come on with your micro view and trying to plug somehow into a view you really need to have had before you walked into that room. I wish you all the best in developing your business financial acumen. Let us know how we can help.